secure meetings, but they also failed to negotiate any sort of exemption. What is the purpose of criticising our government right now if those ones who did meet with them did fail, and how would a Dutton government navigate this going forward?
Well, our country has a trade surplus with the United States. That distinguishes us from most other countries. And that was the basis upon which the Coalition was able to argue in 2018 for an exemption from the tariffs. Now, the Prime Minister hasn't even been able to mount that argument because the President won't even pick up the phone when Anthony Albanese calls. He can't even get a meeting, which is why the Prime Minister hasn't gone to the United States. The Prime Minister of Japan has gone to the United States, and our Quad partner, India, Prime Minister Modi has gone to the United States to meet with the President. We're the only Quad partner where the leader can't get a face-to-face meeting with the President. This is hopeless. And unfortunately, Australian jobs are at risk. And I just think the Prime Minister has let every Australian down. The Coalition government was able to negotiate an exemption largely because we were able to prosecute our argument more effectively than what Anthony Albanese can. And at the moment, the Prime Minister, through his weakness and incompetence, is not just hurting families with increased prices of everything, he's now hurting Australian manufacturing. Don't forget that in our country, over the course of the last 2.5 years, there's been a threefold increase in the number of manufacturing businesses which have closed, and 27,000 small businesses have closed on Anthony Albanese's watch. That is unprecedented. And this Prime Minister is a disaster for our economy, for our energy prices, for manufacturing, and Australians cannot afford 3 more years of an Albanese government, particularly because it would be a minority government with the Greens, which would crush industry and destroy jobs and economic activity.
If tariffs remain and the Coalition is elected, what will be your first steps in undoing that?
Well, our first step would be to talk with the President and with the administration, as we did in 2018, and negotiate this to a successful outcome. That's what we would do. It's what we did before, and it's what we would do when we were re-elected in May. This Prime Minister is weak and incompetent. He can't make decisions in our national security interest. Our country is less safe than it was 3 years ago because of Mr Albanese's incompetence. Our country is less prosperous and families are less prosperous. Businesses are going broke at a record rate because of Mr Albanese. And I believe that there is a much greater opportunity for our country into the future through our plan, through our ability to grow the economy and make decisions through our good economic management, which will help businesses and help small businesses in particular, but help families, most importantly, recover from this disastrous period of government under Mr Albanese.